What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sports Grind Season 4, Episode 3. My name's Tyler Wargo, and today we have a lot to talk about. I mean, going with NBA play-in tournament, MLB baseball, which is finally upon us, opening week, which happened. We have high school scores to go over, going with Danbury hat tricks, winning another game against Carolina. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Nets put a stop onto the Cavaliers, 115 to 108 in Brooklyn. This is kind of a good game, although not really a good game considering how bad the Cavaliers are this year. In my opinion, it's just a build-up year for them. Man of the game was Kyrie Irving with 3 rebounds, 12 assists, and 34 points. Kyrie Irving, obviously, he absolutely put it down on the court last night in Brooklyn. Him and Durant worked perfectly. But now, on the other side of the team, it was Darius Garland. I mean, this guy for the Cavaliers had 1 rebound, 5 assists, and 34 points. Darius Garland, he's a rookie right now for the Cavaliers. He has lots of potential. Obviously, he's going to stay on the Cavs for quite some time now. But, you know, he's kind of the only guy right now for the Cavs to get it done. Now, as we know, Rajon Rondo got traded from the Lakers to the Cavaliers. And you know, as a Cavs fan, I'm not really a Cavs fan, but, you know, if you were from a Cavs fan, you're looking at this from a Cavs perspective, you know, should we expect more from Rajon Rondo? I mean, clearly this guy has been, like, a stud before being on the Cavaliers. He's played really well with the Lakers and really well with the Celtics, but as he went to Cavaliers, he has just not been doing the greatest, and which, yes, we should expect more from Rondo. I mean, here you are in the play-in tournament facing Brooklyn. He really only dropped 9 points, which is absolutely not, like, I'm shocked. I mean, Rajon Rondo, I mean, this guy's just not the guy who he is. And now, another thing that we look at is, you know, can we expect more from Durant and Irving together? I mean, who is better, Durant or Kyrie Irving? And in my opinion, I mean, it's kind of hard to, I mean, these guys are absolutely one of the best players in the entire league as it is. But in my opinion, I'm still going to say Kevin Durant as well. I mean, even if Kyrie Irving had a really good night last night in Brooklyn, I still think Kevin Durant put it down. And now, Kevin Durant, I mean, this guy puts up like almost 40 points a game. Obviously, last night was not the game that he would do that, but still, he did so good. And as for Kyrie Irving, this guy's really good. He's very fast on the court. When it comes to offense, he's the guy that you want to look at. But, I mean, defensively and offensively on the court, I think Kevin Durant is better than Kyrie Irving. So now we move on from the Clippers, which took an L, 104 to 109, facing the Timberwolves in Minnesota. That was a good game. I mean, I thought the Clippers had it. I mean, we saw in the second and third quarter the Clippers, you know, they kind of had like a 10-point lead against Minnesota, but Timberwolves kind of took it home after the game in the fourth quarter, and that led them to win. And now the Clippers, they're in the losers bracket, so they will now face the Pelicans tonight in LA. Hawks stunned the Hornets 103 to 132 in the Phillips Arena. Pelicans won 113 to 103 against the Spurs. Like I said, now that the Pelicans won, they're going to be facing the Clippers. If they beat the Clippers are out of it. Points in the paint, Pelicans, obviously. That's where they got all their points from. It was in the paint. I mean, these guys, not outside the arc, but inside the arc, in the paint, these guys are rallying up 56 points, which is absolutely amazing. As for the Spurs, they kind of did the same with 38 points, but, I mean, man, Pelicans, considering how bad they did this season, I feel like they're making a comeback right now in the tournament. Pelicans, I mean, playing at home, is this an advantage? I mean, obviously, they were just on the road recently last week, and they were just losing almost all their games. And finally, when they come back to New Orleans, they are just absolutely putting on a show down there. So I definitely think this was definitely an advantage being at home. I'm very curious to see how the Pelicans are going to play away from home in LA against the Clippers. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think this home advantage was definitely key for them. Now that I said before that the Pelicans were really good last night, I mean, are they the underdogs in this tournament? Obviously beating the Spurs, which were really good, and, you know, are they the underdogs? And yes, I think they are the underdogs. I mean, the Pelicans right now, with the rookies that they have, they don't even have Zion Williamson in right now, but they have CJ McCollum right now, which is absolutely carrying the team. All their rookies combined is doing really well, so definitely the Pelicans are the underdogs, and watch them tonight. If they beat the Clippers, you'll hear me first, underdogs. As now that's going to move us away from NBA, we're now going to look into Danbury hat tricks. The Danbury took the dub facing Carolina 1-3. Danbury is now third in the FPHL. And now the main goal for the hat tricks right now, if they want to keep up the wins, is definitely lose the penalties. We're seeing a lot of them get a lot of penalties early in the game. And I mean, besides the penalties, they're doing just as good. I mean, when they lose a guy when the guy gets off the ice maybe like one time, I mean, they can play with only like 4 guys on the ice and they'd still get the points on the board. So I think that's what matters. But yeah, definitely lose the penalties. You want to have a full 6-man team out there. Now, predictions for Danbury versus Watertown. Obviously, Danbury Hat Tricks will be going on their last away game tonight, going up against Watertown tonight at 7 o'clock. And I definitely think Danbury's going to get this in the bag. They own Watertown. I mean, they pretty much have been winning. They've won almost every game against Watertown, even at home and away. So I definitely think they can win this again. But definitely, you know, this one will be crucial. And I definitely think they can definitely win a cup this season. We now move you on to Thursday Night Baseball, my favorite topic to talk about, baseball. Athletics conquered the Rays 6-3 at the Trop. Mariners owned the White Sox 5-1. Brewers slapped the Cardinals 1-5. Big scores by big teams. Pirates won the home opener facing the Nats 4-9 in Pittsburgh. Nationals right now, they're not doing well at all. And they're kind of relying on Juan Soto right now, and that's about it. Nationals record is 3-5. Pirates record is 3-3. Pirates are now 4th in the NL Central. Nats are 3rd in the NL East. Now, this is looking close right now. Obviously, the Nationals being 3rd in the NL East, it just shows you that, I mean, they got a lot to go for them, the Nationals right now. I mean, having the Mets in your league, having the Braves with you, and following up with the Phillies, I mean, it's going to be hard for them. And I'm shocked that they're actually 3rd in the NL East. You would expect them to be last place. I mean, they got destroyed at home against the Mets when they had their own home opener. But as for the Pirates, 4th in the NL Central, I definitely think it's possible for them to move up. Now, the main question is Nats or Pirates? Mitch Keller and Eric Fed are going up tonight. And Mitch Keller, he's been on the Pirates for quite some time now. And I definitely think that the Pirates are going to win tonight again. I mean, let's look at it. Pirates right now, Mark Reynolds right now, they have Key Brian Hayes right now. I mean, those guys are really key to look at for the team right now. And yeah, Mitch Keller. Definitely pay attention to this guy. This guy's a rookie. He's been on the team for, I think, 2 years now for the Pirates. So expect him to get the job done. Phillies took the L against the Marlins 3-4. Man of the game was JT Realmuto. JT Realmuto, obviously, I mean, this guy, he's been with the Phillies for, I think, 2 years now. He had 4 hits, 1 walk, and 1 home run. I mean, JT Realmuto, I mean, if you look at this guy, JT Realmuto, this guy has improved the Phillies over the season. I mean, considering that he's a catcher. Catchers normally don't do as well. I think, you know, I want to say he's the best catcher in the league because JT Realmuto, I mean, this guy, I mean, he's good. He's like Will Smith when it comes to like the Phillies, and you know, he does really well. Now, as for the pitching for the Phillies right now, Kyle Gibson is absolutely on fire. He lit it up last night with 6 strikeouts, 5 hits, and 3 walks. But bottom line is, when it comes down to the Phillies and Marlins, keep an eye out on both teams. I mean, the Marlins right now, they're really well. They have Jazz Chisholm Jr. out there. I mean, you got Jesus Aguilar, you got Sanchez out there. So keep an eye out for them. But Phillies-Marlins right there, that's a good matchup. They're going to be playing tonight as well. Yankees now dominated the Blue Jays 3-0. Yankees record is 4-3. Blue Jays record is 4-3. Yankees are now 1st in the AL East. Blue Jays, though, they fall right behind. So obviously this matchup that we're seeing right now at the Bronx is absolutely really crucial right now to the standings. I mean, if they want to place really well starting off the season, definitely pay attention to this game because this is the game that's going to matter. But Blue Jays right now, they could definitely win against the Yankees tonight considering that the Blue Jays, they have pitching. They have, what's his name? They have all these players on their team. They have George Springer, George Springer out there, Bo Bichette. I mean, these guys are absolutely doing really well. But, I mean, you can't stop Aaron Judge. I mean, you can't stop the pitching that they have. As we know, we saw Luis Severino pitch last night, and I'll get to him. And now, man of the game was definitely Kevin Gausman. Like I said, the Blue Jays, this is their best pitcher right now. Kevin Gausman had 9 strikeouts, giving up only 6 hits with no walks. I mean, considering that you're facing the Yankees, who are 1st in the standings right now, I mean, that's absolutely stunning to see. Keep an eye out for Kevin Gausman. But as for Luis Severino, I mean, this guy is, I mean, we look at Garrett Cole, we look at all these other starting pitchers for the Yankees, and we would think they're the best starting pitchers. But quite frankly, I really think it's Luis Severino. I mean, this guy can throw 100 miles an hour. He could throw a slider, changeup and just a fastball, and he could just strike out almost the entire side. I mean, it's 1, 2, 3 every single time you see this guy play. Luis Severino, keep an eye out for him. He's definitely the Yankees' next up pitcher. And now, seeing him he used to be a relief pitcher, but now that they moved him up to being a starter pitcher this season, he's been really getting the job done. Rangers own the Angels in Arlington, 5-10. Man of the game was Jonah Heim. This guy hit a grand slam off Shohei Ohtani, and you guys know how good Shohei Ohtani is. He's been absolutely showing up to the plate and the mound. He's kind of that two-position player, but being that good as Shohei Ohtani is, he really got let down last night as he literally gave up a grand slam. I thought the Angels had it in them that whole game, but no, I mean, it really comes down to just, was it a bad day for Shohei? I mean, obviously,